So we're back with the classic contest between these two guys. Played each other over and over in junior events. Good start from Elijah, and Leo just showing his skills there again, chopping that one in. A lot of short stuff today. It is cooler. Sometimes the guys forget that when it's cooler, the back corners are just as effective as the front corners, but we'll probably see a bit more length in the final, I would hope, but who knows. Lots of good shooting here. Elijah doesn't really want to play Leo at the front if Leo's moving this well, so we'll be interested to see how he adjusts his tactics. Hitting the frame always helps. Both these guys have played well in this event. I mean, it's a definite opportunity to get back playing before the formal season starts, and they've both played pretty well actually, considering 2 months off. He's gone through and played that. That's good squash. Elijah's been very good down this backhand side. Volley drops, straight drops. It's an area of his game that's his stock means of applying pressure. Generally, you don't want to make it too easy for him. So Leo with the lead. That's a great shot. Smart shot down the middle as well. Hit a few of those Friday against Lance, and they're working again tonight. Oh. Yeah, shooting. Not too many long rallies, a lot of quick-fire rallies. More Leo style of game, but Elijah's fighting back. Oh. Very entertaining squash. The old corkscrew chucked in there. These guys have played a lot in the last few years, and at the start of the year we had a satellite series here in the Auckland Open, a 6K, and they played each other in every single tournament. Elijah had the better results, but Leo was very good at getting quick starts and dominating before he got ground down a few times. Be interested to see how it plays out tonight. Nice shooting. So we're tied up at 9-all. Both players blowing a little bit, but good get from Elijah. He takes the first game, 11-9. 1 game to love. So we're back on. It's a quality rally from Leo. Elijah frustrated at his shot selection there. We had a couple of good matches with these two last night. Leo was looking down and out at 10-4 and 2-love down and took Joel to 5. Amazing performance. If you get a chance to watch the replay of that match, he had an incredible number of slots in those third and fourth games, so definitely watch that. And Elijah had a rematch with Timoir, and first and third games were pretty tight, but he got bageled in the second. But he's back here today, and he's fired up, and he's back on the horse like a young pro. Good on him. Oh. It's a 2-all here. That's a great lob. All of these guys have got a lot better at their lobs, and it's very necessary on these glass courts. Shooting. He's running away with it at the moment. Leo's just putting too many balls on his racket, and his short game has definitely improved in the last few months. Commentator's kiss of death there. That's a good shot. Leo's very dangerous shooting from behind a player. He's a tall lad, he's strong, and if he's balanced, he's dangerous from any part of the court. He's got Elijah moving hard here. Oh, Well, Leo just turned 17 just prior to the first Premier League 3 weeks ago. Elijah, I think, is 18 or 17. So a couple of young guys. They've both been on PSA for just over a year as a result of the various satellites that we've run here in New Zealand. Really just to get experience so that when they do want to travel and take on the big boys, they've got a ranking and they can get into events. There's some view that a PSA ranking helps with seedings into junior events, but that's still to be determined. Doesn't seem to work as obviously as people would think. So some good play here for Elijah, and he takes a 4-point lead, 9-5, 2 to go. Oh. Well, that's what we saw last night, a bunch of those just dying in the nick. Harsh but fair. Always annoying when you think you've had a winning shot and you get a stroke, but he couldn't clear that one. And Leo was coming in like a steam train. Oh, he's done it again. He said you can see it coming, but he can't do anything about it. That's a great length. 2 games to love, Elijah. Well, we're back at the start of the third game. I'm looking for a fight back here from Leo. I'm looking for him to slot a few balls. But Elijah knows his game so well that I know he'll be fighting very hard to not let him back in. So let's just see what happens. That's a great shot. That's what happens when you're playing someone you've played about 100 times and they are pretty good at reading your flicks. Well, they got the jaws and went the other way, so we'll buy that one for $1. That's well straightened. What happened? Oh, who is it? Bit of blood there. Who? Leo. Okay. Okay. So a bit of blood on the knuckle for Leo there. Wasn't obvious to us off the court. It's just got a friend, Glenn, putting a bandage on, I think. It's always difficult. It's always difficult with blood in that you really aren't allowed to have it bleed again, and it's not allowed to show, so you've got to have dark bandages or a black pen to paint over the dark bandages, over the clear bandages, sorry, if the blood comes through. And then obviously when it's your striking hand, to get a plaster to stay on your striking hand is just about impossible. So a lot of players who are experienced will get the gauze type bandages in various sizes for elbows and knees because they tend to stay a little better, and you can tape those and they can hang loose and cover the wound. There's a lot of discussion about the blood rule in squash. I think originally when it came out, everyone was satisfied with the rules and the intent. But as years have gone by, there's been a few unusual impacts from the rules, and I think it's probably an area of the game that some people would like to see the rule reviewed and perhaps changed a little bit. Well, Leo's back on court. Doesn't look bandaged up, so hopefully he's okay. We had a question before about the white ball. Look, we generally find that if the guys are playing a fast-paced game, it will tend to die off, as any ball will do, whether it's black or white. If the guys are playing short, sharp rallies like they are here, with the cooler weather we've got in Auckland at the moment, the ball will definitely die off. The glass court absorbs a little bit of energy, so the court plays bigger than a normal plaster court. Because of that, the ball tends to die in both the front and back. So we're back playing 2-all. The other thing about a white ball is it doesn't have the carbon black that a black ball has. So it doesn't have the grip, and the glass is a different material to a plaster court. So you'll see on the glass that the ball will often cling to the sidewall a little more than a black ball will. So just these little differences. In terms of the court, you've got twice the brightness in the lights, and often fewer lights than some of the older club setups. So adjusting to the lights, adjusting to the fact that you can see through the glass sometimes, are all things that people need to do to acclimatise to these glass courts. This one's slightly different from some of the show courts in that it's got a permanent wooden floor, so it's slightly better quality than a lot of the temporary floors you see on the tour. We're playing a let here. Caught the jam in the back wall nick, and it has that appearance where you're not sure if it's bounced twice or not. Oh, great shot. So Elijah managing to keep his nose in front, which is rather wise in this circumstance. Yeah, it's good squash. So he's got a nice 3-point cushion, which is not safe against Leo, but better than being 3 points behind, that's for sure. Well, that's the benefit of a reaction volley. Bodyline shot. And he's back within one. Very high quality counter drop there from Elijah. It's an area where he's really improved in his game. We've got our first match ball. That's it. 3 love.